Thursday morning thoughts. It's AT Malone, the first in my name because the second is already here. If you haven't already, please like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell for more videos from your boy. Now it is 4:59 a.m. I'm running a little bit late due to the fact that I had a crazy chest workout, man. But that's worth running behind, man. Honestly, if you ain't getting that good workout in the morning, afternoon, evening, whenever you get time, you're doing a disservice to yourself. You're not getting any younger. You got to get active, man. Your health is your wealth, and in order for you to live a fulfilling life, you got to put yourself in the best position possible physically, man. But it is the first official day of my work week. I worked on Sunday and I worked on Tuesday because I got to run up the bag, man. I got a lot of things I want to do with my lady, with my son this summer, even with my little brother. So I got to make sure that the finances look good. And if you do not have financial freedom, you got to continue to work your ass off. You need to capitalize on the financial opportunities presented to you and get off your ass and get to work, man. You can't complain about being broke. You can't complain about all of these student loans and owing people money and, going into default with whatever financing that you got if you have the means to actually make more money and pay all of that shit off so you can live a fulfilling life, man. But anyways, listen, this is the last weekend that I do not have my son. And I'm looking forward to it for two reasons. One, because I have been able to spend some quality time with my lady. And yes, I am in a relationship. As much as I'll talk about women and guys and all of these other social topics, yes, relationships can still be valuable. They can still be fulfilling, and it can be a good experience if you with the right person. All right. That's one of the things I'm talking to my brother about right now on a weekly basis because he has a lot of questions. He's a Gen Zer and he comes from a generation that all of these guys that, these streamers that he looks up to, they're all simps. Even the athletes, they're all simps. So me teaching him as a millennial about how he needs to operate, it's a lot of culture shock. It's a lot of lack of understanding because he's not seeing that within his own generation. So guys, if you are an older sibling, you have to make sure that you are that example and that you're guiding your younger siblings on the right direction. Teach them about your faults, your mistakes, so they do not make the same thing. The same mistakes, guys. Make sure that you're watching their movements, their actions, and guiding them throughout life. That is our responsibility as older siblings. That's what we got to do, man. No matter what. I don't give a damn how old my little brother gets. I will still be guiding him the same way that I'm guiding my son. No matter how old my son gets, I'm still going to do that, man. And speaking of my son, so an interesting thing happened yesterday when we were at training. And guys, this is why people say everything starts at home. I'm a huge advocate for it. Everything starts at home. But we're at his training in this hot ass warehouse. He's getting it in. He's making his mistakes, which he's supposed to because it's training, right? That is the area that you correct the mistakes in, is training. You do not make the mistakes in the game. You make the mistakes when you're practicing and when you're training. But anyway, so him and this other kid were, doing their drills. And one kid was just acting like he didn't want to be there. He was half-assing it. And he was pissing not only the trainer off, but his mom was there, right? And it got to a point to where he was acting so out of character that the trainer told him, just leave. And I've never seen that before in my life. And my son was shocked. He looked and was like, damn. And he kept doing his drill, right? But that was the topic of the conversation that we had yesterday when we sat down right here in this living room. And I asked him what he thought about that. And why do you think the kid got kicked out? And he said, because he wasn't doing the drills right. He had a bad attitude, and the trainer got sick of it. And I told him this. I said, and this is why, son, I parent you the way that I do. Because I've seen a kid and his mom before. And 9 times out of 10, she's a single mother, right? And we already know what stigma comes with that. And I wouldn't even say it's a stigma. 99.99% of that stigma is absolutely true. Why? Because it takes a man to raise a boy into a man. All right? And even if you have these success stories of these guys that came from single parent households, these guys are emotional as fuck. They're not stoic. They get into their feelings. Why? Because they didn't have a man there to guide them, to teach them about controlling their emotions. You're getting led by a freaking woman, man. And this is why that kid acted the way that he did. And he was a big kid too, and his mom is little. So she's over here talking shit to him the whole time as if he's threatening by her. No, he's not threatened at all. Because we get to a point, guys, that we look at our moms like, man, get out of here, right? And that's exactly what happened. So when me and my son were talking about it, I told him, I said, listen, this is why I have to lead you by example. I train you. That way, when you go to these trainings, it's nothing but a walk in the park. I'm already on your ass. I'm already pushing you. So when you go to your basketball practices, you go to your basketball trainings every other week, regardless of what the climate is, you ready to go because you have been training all week anyway. You've been pushed all week anyway. So it's nothing. And he understood that. And I think now that he got to see how a weak mindset looks like within a child, I think he's going to push harder. And I told him, look, remember that experience and you measure yourself up against what that kid did. And you will find out that you were stronger. You are built better. And that's exactly what I'm doing with my child. See, me and him both train very, very hard, extensively, man. You can look right here and see. He's training in a warehouse. I'm training in that garage. We both sweating, getting it in. But that's what we do. That's what we want to be known for. We're not going to be fat pieces of shit walking around this planet, man, being mediocre. Because I'm not having that shit, ever. We train our mind, our body, all day, every day, every single week, being consistent. And if you want to stop being weak, you want to stop being mediocre, you got to follow that same routine, man. As much as you might not want to do it on a particular day or week, you got to do that shit anyway because you got weak motherfuckers that are walking around here and they are being a bad representation of who we are as men. We got to stop that habit of raising emotional boys. And we have to, breathe life into them to where they can become strong. But in order to do that, we have to lead by example. I would never, ever get on my son's ass about doing something that I'm not willing to do. And he never complains about working out, ever. Not one time. He always gives it 100% because he knows that I give it 100% when I work out. And that's why I'm the king around here, man. But that is my Thursday morning thoughts. I'm running a little bit behind. I still got to eat, feed the dog, wake this little one up, get him to where he needs to be. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll catch y'all next time, all right? Peace.
People still talking shit behind my back. that's cool, but I'ma just do me, it's all I can do. They say life's a chess game, well, make it move, but I'm ahead of you and I'm plotting my next move. Gon' run your mouth about me, it's all good, but I'ma still keep a positive attitude. But what you should worry about is what I'ma do, cause right now I'm plotting my next move. I'm worthy before my